The internet, the vast digital ocean. It has swiftly become our primary playground and operation center for every aspect of our lives. It's where we converse with our friends and loved ones, where we pay our bills, shop, play games, watch spooky videos, and conduct research on everything from the origins of country names to the mechanics of an airplane to fixing our garage doors and everything in between. The internet has evolved from a place we occasionally visited for fun into an indispensable part of our daily existence. We are now permanently plugged into this never-ending digital landscape where we can accomplish tasks and explore realms that were unimaginable 50 years ago. It stands as humanity's greatest invention, but also its most perilous. Beneath the surface of social media posts, video streaming, and blogs lie the dark corners of this digital home we've adopted. In these corners, unsettling mysteries thrive. These internet mysteries, which have persisted since the early days of the web, continue to baffle and intrigue us, leaving online denizens perpetually scratching their heads and seeking to uncover the truths behind these unnerving conundrums. The allure of these digital enigmas is irresistible, drawing us deeper into the obscure and often eerie narratives that the internet holds. From untraceable creators of cryptic websites to inexplicable phenomenon captured on video, they blur the lines between reality and fiction, making us question what is truly possible in the digital age. Tonight, we are embarking on another journey into the shadows, this time delving into the unique and unsettling mysteries that have captured us, the users of the web, for so long. So grab a drink, turn off the lights, and join me as we navigate this labyrinth of unsolved internet mysteries. The internet is in many ways a cloak, a shroud that gives users perfect anonymity. What that allows for is clandestine posting that may or may not have an agenda, a means to an end, but it intrigues and pulls in the user base all the same. We can't help but reach for that forbidden fruit, not knowing of where the rabbit hole will lead us. To start this episode, it's only right that we begin with one of the most widely known and still enduring online mysteries to this day, an intricate and evolving puzzle called Cicada 3301. The cicada, a group of large singing insects that have life cycles that last either 13 or 17 years. In North America, these cicadas spend most of their lives living underground as nymphs, feeding on the sap from tree roots. After 13 or 17 years, they emerge simultaneously in large numbers to molt into their adult form. It is a perfect parallel and a clever choice of a name for this riddle. Cicadas are hidden, live underground, operate in the shadows, and come up every now and then as a swarm, but then vanish once more. Such is the nature of this online mystery. Cicada 3301 is one of the most intriguing and mysterious puzzles of the internet age. This enigmatic entity has baffled cryptographers, hackers, and puzzle enthusiasts around the globe since it first emerged in 2012. Known for its highly complex cryptographic challenges, Cicada 3301 has been described as the most elaborate and mysterious puzzle of the internet age. The Cicada 3301 phenomenon began on January 4th, 2012, when an anonymous user posted a cryptic message on the image board 4chan. The message read,
"We are looking for highly intelligent individuals. To find them, we have devised a test. There is a message hidden in this image. Find it, and it will lead you on the road to finding us. We look forward to meeting the few that will make it all the way through. Good luck, 3301.
This post, accompanied by an image of a cicada, sparked immediate interest and speculation. The puzzle required the solvers to use a variety of techniques, including steganography, cryptography, and classic literature, to decode the hidden message. The first puzzle's complexity was staggering. Steganography, the practice of concealing information within another medium, was just the initial layer of this multifaceted challenge. When the hidden message was revealed, it led solvers to a series of URLs, each containing more cryptic clues that progressively increased in difficulty. The initial black image contained a message hidden within its digital structure. By using basic steganographic techniques, solvers extracted the text,
Tiberius Claudius Caesar,
a reference to a specific Caesar cipher, a classic encryption method where each letter in the plain text is shifted a certain number of places down or up the alphabet. Applying the Caesar cipher to the text revealed an URL, guiding solvers to the next stage of the puzzle. This URL led to a web page containing another image and a countdown timer. This phase incorporated cryptographic puzzles that required solvers to apply various encoding techniques, including ROT13, a simple letter substitution cipher. One of the significant breakthroughs occurred when solvers found an embedded clue pointing to real-world coordinates. These coordinates led to physical locations around the globe, from Poland to South Korea, Hawaii, and Australia, where Cicada 3301 had posted QR codes. The presence of physical clues suggested that the creators of the puzzle were both highly organized and resourceful, and capable of coordinating a global scavenger hunt. In January 2013, exactly 1 year after the first puzzle, Cicada 3301 released a second series of puzzles. This time, the puzzles were even more challenging, incorporating elements of philosophy, obscure music theory, and advanced cryptographic algorithms. The second puzzle confirmed that Cicada 3301 was not a one-time phenomenon, but an ongoing challenge. After the third puzzle in 2014, Cicada 3301's public activities seemed to just cease. The interest and speculation around the group has only grown. Various theories have emerged about the true purpose and identity of Cicada 3301. Let's dive into a few. One of the most popular theories about Cicada 3301 is that it served as a recruitment tool for intelligence agencies. This theory is grounded in several observations about the nature of the puzzles and the skills required to solve them. The complexity of 3301's puzzles and the diverse range of skills they test align closely with the capabilities sought by intelligence agencies such as the NSA, the CIA, and the GCHQ. These organizations often look for individuals with expertise in cryptography, cybersecurity, programming, linguistics, and unconventional problem-solving abilities. But there are some who speculate that Cicada 3301 is actually a secret society or group with a specific agenda. This theory is fueled by the esoteric nature of the puzzles and the cryptic messages left by the group. It could be an organization with a broader, possibly ideological purpose. See, cults and secret societies often have rigorous initiation processes designed to test the dedication and capabilities of potential members. Cicada's puzzles can be seen as a form of digital initiation, where only those who can demonstrate exceptional intelligence and perseverance are allowed to progress. The selective nature of these puzzles, coupled with the promise of meeting the few that will make it all the way through, indicates a highly exclusive group that values secrecy and intellectual prowess. Another prevalent theory surrounding Cicada 3301 is that it is simply an elaborate hoax or an ARG, an alternate reality game, designed to captivate and intrigue participants. This theory suggests that Cicada's puzzles were crafted not for recruitment or any serious or nefarious purpose, but rather as a form of digital entertainment and maybe even a social experiment. Marcus Wanner, an internet sleuth, figured out the first puzzle of 2012. He claims that individuals who completed the riddles were questioned regarding their stance on censorship, internet privacy, and freedom. He claimed that individuals who completed the riddles were emailed and questioned regarding their stance on censorship, internet privacy, and freedom. Those who responded appropriately at this point were invited to a secret forum where they were given instructions to create and finish a project meant to advance the group's ideals. The website was taken down because he did not complete his work on a generic decryption mechanism. Another solver named Joel Erickson completed the riddles as well and claimed that he was sent to a location on the secure Tor network. Erickson had to rely on others for assistance because the coordinates pointed to telephone poles in many nations, including Spain, Russia, America, France, Japan, and Poland. When he got there though, Cicada had posted a message saying they were dissatisfied in the teams that had formed to split up the pieces of the puzzles they had uncovered without having each member finish every step along the way. Cicada 3301 remains one of the most captivating mysteries of the internet era. To this day, no one truly knows who or whom was behind Cicada 3301, or what the true purpose of the riddles were truly about. Its complex and enigmatic puzzles have challenged some of the brightest minds and have led to endless speculation about the group's true purpose. Whether it is an intelligence recruitment tool, a digital invitation to a shadowy cult, or an elaborate hoax, Cicada 3301 has undeniably left a lasting impact on cryptography, internet culture, and the way we perceive digital mysteries.
Set. We're riding on the internet, cyberspace set free. Hello, virtual reality.
Interactive appetite, searching for a website, a window to the world, got to get online.
Take a spin, now you're in with the techno set. You're going surfing on the internet.
It's a fascinating time to be alive in this digital age. We can do so much on the internet. Things that people living before the 1990s would see as nothing short of miracles. Without a doubt, the internet, smartphones, Bluetooth, electric cars have broken humanity through the barrier of the classical world and taken us to unimaginable places. Even people born in the early 90s can still marvel at how far humanity has come in technological advancement in such a short time. But despite all of our advances, there's one thing that we haven't mastered or even begun to try to, and that's connecting with the afterlife. Right? Well, perhaps this digital age has opened humanity up to the potential of contacting those who have passed away, however unintentional it may be. There have been incidents of the dearly departed contacting us through digital means, and no case incites more discussion and intrigue than the Jack Freeze emails. In November 2011, a man named Tim Hart received an email from his good friend Jack Freeze.
I'm watching.
The text of the email was equally disturbing. It read,
Did you hear me? I'm at your house. Clean your fucking attic.
While the tone of the email was jarring, Tim was more terrified by another fact. Jack Freeze had been dead for 5 months. Jack Fries was a 32-year-old man from Dunmore, Pennsylvania, who tragically passed away in June of 2011. His death was sudden, and relatives and friends said he was relatively healthy, making his passing even more shocking. What made the email to Tim Hart even more unnerving was a detail Tim shared in an interview with the BBC. He said,
"The attic. It was a point that only Jack and I could relate to."
Apparently the penultimate time Fries had entered Hart's home before his passing, they had gone up to the attic together. Hart continued to say,
"We were up there looking at what we would have to do if we ever wanted to finish it, and the floor was just dusty." And then Jack said, "Better clean this attic before I get up there."
Hart mentioned that they were the only ones in the attic at the time and that he had never shared their interaction with anyone else. It doesn't stop there. Another email was sent to Jimmy McGraw, Jack's cousin, on November 21st of that same year, 2011. Around 10:30 p.m., Jimmy received an email from Jack with the subject line,
"Hey Jim."
The message read,
"How you doing? I knew you were gonna break your ankle. Tried to warn you. Gotta be careful."
McGraw had indeed broken his ankle the week prior while going to work, and he had told very few people about it. So what was happening? Was this irrefutable proof that the new digital world we call the internet had become a conduit for those who have passed on to interact with our physical world? Let's explore some theories about the truth behind the Jack Fries emails. Chief among the theories is that this is indeed an incident of paranormal activity. Many believe that the emails are a form of communication from beyond the grave. The specificity of the content and the timing of the emails have led some to speculate that Jack's spirit is indeed reaching out to his loved ones through digital means, still observing them and wanting to interact with them from the beyond. But what about theories more grounded in the minds of skeptics of the spiritual world? If you ask me, these are more disturbing than Jack's ghost playfully interacting with his friends and family. One theory that entered the minds of most people who heard about this case was that it was the work of a hacker who gained access to Jack's email account. Perhaps it was someone close to Jack who knew his passwords and sent the emails to cause fear, confusion, and distress. Another possibility is that it was a stranger who managed to hack into the email account and send the messages. However, this theory seems unlikely, as a stranger wouldn't know the specific details mentioned in the emails. Another plausible explanation is that Jack himself scheduled the emails to be sent at a later date. Some email services allow users to schedule messages to be sent in the future, and it's possible that Jack set these up as a prank or a way to reach out from beyond the grave. This would explain the personal and specific nature of the messages. However, it's hard to imagine that he would be able to set up a message for his cousin Jimmy McGraw, who broke his ankle only in November, again 5 months after Jack passed away. There's also the possibility that someone close to Jack in a state of grief sent the emails to keep his memory alive. This theory suggests that a grieving friend or family member familiar with Jack's sense of humor and personal details could have sent the messages to comfort others. Finally, there's a theory that this was potentially some form of malicious rabbit hole, orchestrated by an enigmatic group or individual using Jack's emails and interactions as a Trojan horse for a nefarious purpose. This theory suggests that the emails were part of a larger scheme to manipulate or harm Jack's loved ones, exploiting their grief and vulnerability. In this scenario, the perpetrator might have aimed to sow discord, fear, or even drive the recipients to a specific action or belief. By mimicking Jack's tone and referencing intimate details, the sender could have intended to control the family for dark uses. This theory is particularly unsettling, as it implies a calculated and malicious intent behind the emails, using advanced social engineering tactics to exploit the emotions of those who are mourning Jack's death. While there is no concrete evidence to support this idea, it remains a disturbing possibility that adds another layer of complexity to the mystery. The Jack Freeze emails have had a profound impact on those who receive them, as well as on the wider public. For Jack's friends and family, the emails have been a source of both comfort and unease, providing a strange sense of connection to their lost loved one. For the public, the emails have become a topic of fascination and debate, illustrating the mysterious and sometimes unsettling nature of our digital lives. In conclusion, the mystery of the Jack Freeze emails remains unsolved. Whether a ghostly message from the afterlife, a sophisticated hack, or a carefully planned joke, the emails continue to captivate and perplex. As we navigate an increasingly digital world, the story of Jack Freeze serves as a reminder of the profound and sometimes eerie ways in which technology intersects with our lives and legacies. In the early days of the consumer-used internet, the web was somewhat lawless. Before regulation by oligopolies and the minimalist corporate capitalistic takeover of the online space, the web was a more free-to-play space. I have always equated that early to mid-90s era of the web to the island of Tortuga during the days of pirates. Tortuga was a fairly lawless island run not by any standing monarchy or government, but by the pirates themselves. Similarly, the web was a place for us swashbuckling internet denizens to post and create whatever we liked in a more free manner. The web's lawlessness allowed for an unprecedented level of experimentation and personal expression. Websites were often handcrafted with HTML by individuals rather than polished products of corporate teams. This gave rise to a rich diversity of content, from personal diaries and fan sites to experimental art projects and early meme culture. There was a sense of ownership and individuality, as each website reflected the personality and interests of its creator. This freedom also meant that the internet was a haven for niche communities and subcultures. Enthusiasts of obscure hobbies, fringe theories, and unconventional lifestyles could find like-minded individuals and create spaces for themselves without fear of censorship or commercial pressures. But also, the lawlessness of the early internet age was not without its dangers. The lack of regulation and oversight made it a breeding ground for scams, malware, and other malicious activities. Users had to navigate this wild frontier with caution, relying on their wits and the advice of more experienced denizens of the net to avoid the pitfalls. But this freedom harkens to a more nostalgic and esoteric era, where many of us, even as children, felt, as said before, freedom to play. I remember when I was a kid, I would have fun just typing website names into the browser window just to see what would pop up. Anime.com, cartoons.com, videogames.com, dogs.com, america.com, mortis.com? No, I never went there, but many others did. It is perhaps the most enigmatic website to ever exist on what we call the surface web. What is mortis.com? Mortis. The name alone sends a shudder through your body. it clearly relates to death. Muerte, mors, la mort, morte. Whoever named this website either had a dark sense of humor or wanted the name to reflect something grotesque held behind the tomb of a cold login screen and a black background. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less. It was like the website was begging to be accessed by an unauthorized user who was smart enough to crack the code. What exactly could be the contents of such a site? The exact date when Mortis.com first appeared on the internet is shrouded in obscurity. It is believed to have been active during the early 2000s. At first glance, the site appeared to be a simple one-page website with nothing unusual. However, upon closer inspection, it was discovered that clicking on the word Mortis revealed a, as stated before, login and password page. This intrigued users on 4chan, who began attempting to access the site through various means. Despite their initial lack of success with brute force methods, someone suggested seeking advice from the G Technology Board. Although the initial response was negative, the G community eventually got involved. One such user decided to snoop around the source code of the website with the curiosity to find out what was behind that login screen. He realized there was something much weirder going on than just the website's strange name and the monochromatic design. The user combed through pages and pages of code, quickly realizing that Mortis.com was hosting an enormous amount of data. Some of the individual files were as large as 39 gigabytes, and the total amount of data being hosted on the website were in the range of terabytes. In the early 2000s, hosting such a vast amount of data on a website was incredibly challenging and beyond the means of most individuals. For context, in 1998, Yahoo garnered attention for upgrading their server from 7.5 terabytes to 24 terabytes, illustrating just how valuable a terabyte was in the late 90s. Even today, storing such large quantities of data on a personal website remains impractical for most consumers. Thus, it was virtually impossible for an individual to manage this amount of information back in 1997. More and more users flocked to Mortis to attempt to log in and even hack the site. People from Reddit and 4chan's Paranormal Board X got involved. As the influx of sleuths increased more and more, fake posts started appearing, with some users claiming they had logged in to find everything from music files to hardcore snuff videos to classified government documents. Among all these hoaxes, a small spark appeared in the dark. A name: Thomas Ling. Verifying clear information about Ling was challenging, including confirming his very existence. A series of clues led some users to believe that the domain was registered under the name Thomas Ling on November 14, 1997. This led to the discovery of around 24 other websites under the same name and hosting company, revealing unsettling findings. One notable site was Cthulhu.net, which evoked a similarly eerie sensation as Mortis.com. The webpage opened to one quote that read, "Dead but dreaming," a quote from Lovecraftian mythos. Users of Cthulhu.net began reaching out with their insights, hoping to uncover more about the mysterious Ling. A breakthrough came when a user found a Thomas Ling in Sydney, Australia. Further investigation revealed an address, but it turned out to be an empty, unowned plot of land. This twist only deepened the mystery of Mortis.com. Subsequent leads on the Thomas Ling name led to empty warehouses and remote locations worldwide. Some detective work uncovered a few phone numbers, but none were answered, and some Thomas Lings found were deceased long before the domain was registered. Efforts to reach out to email accounts associated with the server yielded no confirmed responses. Ling owned a host of other websites too, including KarenLing.com, joshualing.org, lingsboro.com, eternalnight.com, and dentalfillins.ne. No one ever succeeded in fully accessing the website. While some attempted to download the files, they only managed to get partial downloads or individual files, not the complete set. Eventually, someone claiming to be Thomas Ling contacted the investigators and claimed the site only contained his wedding photos. However, when pressed for proof, he ceased communication. This flimsy explanation only fueled further investigation, as it didn't account for the large video files on the site. Eventually, the internet at large went silent on the matter. During this period, as the few people still interested continued to try to download the massive files, various accounts emerged suggesting different outcomes. The FBI reportedly became involved and shut down the site for reasons that remain unclear. An alternate theory suggests that Thomas Ling himself shut down the site, leaving behind a brief message explaining his motives, though a screen cap of this message has not been verified. Some users claim to have downloaded individual files, but it remains disputed whether anyone managed to download the complete set in time before it was shut down. Cthulhu and Mortis.com are now shut down and inaccessible. Mortis itself was live until 2015, and it's clear that someone has personally wiped out both of these domains completely from the internet archives. Even on the Wayback Machine, you will find no evidence of them. A wiki that existed for a few years to try and document every piece of evidence on the subject is also down. Now typing in Mortis.com brings you only to a dead link page, and the only remaining evidence of this mystery are screenshots of the login page. Many questions about the enigmatic site remain to this day. Who was Thomas Ling? What was the purpose of the site, and what was it protecting behind the login screen? Why was the site linked and connected to various dead people and businesses, including a high-tech security firm and a bed and breakfast? Why was the site linked to vacant lots and empty warehouses? And what was the purpose behind all those other websites that belonged to Ling? A researcher delving into the mystery of Mortis.com examined the remaining records on the domain. Despite the website being down, he noticed that the domain was slated to expire in 2020. However, before this could happen, it was re-registered under the same name, Thomas Ling. The registration is valid until 2025. There is no way to confirm if the Thomas Ling who registered the domain in 2020 is the same as the original, as many hosting websites operate on a policy of trust regarding user details. Many find it strange that if Thomas Ling wanted to distance himself from the internet frenzy surrounding Mortis.com, he would continue to re-register the domain as he did in 2020. As one person on Reddit mentioned, who hosts their wedding photos under the Latin name for death? The mystery of Mortis.com and its impenetrable login screen may never be solved, making it a piece of lost media. Its enigmatic presence has cemented its place in digital folklore, captivating those who seek answers. Mortis.com is a reminder of the early anarchic days of the internet, a time of wild possibilities and hidden secrets. In today's regulated online world, it stands as a testament to a bygone era of digital exploration. Unsolved internet mysteries captivate our collective imagination, offering a glimpse into the vast, uncharted territories of the digital world. From the cryptic puzzles of Cicada 3301 to the haunting prospects of ghosts in our online space, and all the way to the eerie enigma of Mortis.com, these mysteries challenge our intellect, spark our curiosity, and often leave us with more questions than answers. They remind us that the internet, despite its extensive reach and seemingly boundless information, still holds secrets that elude our understanding. Thank you for joining me tonight down this rabbit hole of 3 of the greatest internet mysteries in history. Now go out and see what you can solve on your own. And stay tuned for next time, when we once again open the Darchives.